Hello, my name is Joe Valero, and I am the Assessment Coordinator at the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools, which is the County Office of Education in Central California. This video is about managing test assignments. Here at FCSS, I'm the one who uploads test assignments for our organization. For the high school CAST, I communicate with the site leader at one of our charter schools to determine which grade level they would like to assess students in high school. Them in particular, they like to use 11th grade as the year they test. So we need to assign the tests in TOMS. Rather than do this one by one in TOMS, we use the batch upload template to do it all at once. Sometimes it could be a challenge to get information needed for the template from our local student information system. Sometimes you have to be a wizard with queries. So in this case, I just download the student demographic file from TOMS and I filter out just to our 11th graders. This gives me an easy way to get all of our SSIDs for the students that are enrolled in our organization. I copy them, paste them into the template, and I indicate which test I'd like to upload. In this case, it's a science test. Now, we upload that, and once it's uploaded, any new students that do come into our organization, it is the site coordinator's responsibility to manually add that student into TOMS as they come in and out. Now let's talk about the alternate tests. So alternate test assignments, a little bit different of a process. In August, I worked with our special education director and special education data system administrator to begin the process of exporting reports from SACE and then pasting those reports into our template for TOMS. Now, we know and we expect that there are going to be errors. So as we upload the template into TOMS, we simply look through the different errors in the different rows and we clean that up. Once our spreadsheet is cleaned up, the template's ready to go, we upload the file. We keep note though of the SSIDs and the rows that gave us errors. So we can actually go back, do some further investigation on our special education side of the house just to see why were we getting errors as well. We don't want to go over and forget about that. Anything that is missed through that initial process, those are going to be a manual input into TOMS to go over and update a test assignment. Now, what could have been causing some of those errors? We found that sometimes we're missing the special education status in CalPADS, and the system is telling us students not eligible to go over and take an alternate assessment. So we know, once again, we need to clean up our system, ensure that it's up to date in CalPADS to make sure that we can actually assign the test. Another common mistake that we see a lot of times is sometimes we don't own the enrollment yet. We have them locally, we have the SSID, we just don't own the enrollment yet. So we'll get kickbacks with those errors as well. And those are great examples of we need to clean it up locally, and then we will manually add those in because we don't want to continually using a mass upload or a batch upload. It's an ongoing process to ensure that all tests are up to date. Once again, we want to be very cautious. We don't want to use a batch upload every single time because it overwrites anything that has been manually inputted into the system. So it's usually a 1 or 2 times process for us in our organization. We also want to keep into consideration when IEPs expire. Maybe there's some sort of status change. Once again, it's no longer special education. Yes, in CalPADS, we know that those are going to actually remove an alternate assessment and they need to be re-added in. So it's an ongoing process as the school year continues on. Once they are reset in CalPADS and that special education status has moved back to TOMS, we need to reassign the tests for students. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this information timely and useful.